Welcome to the orientation for the TNRD's new Invader and 50% cost share programs. This orientation has been designed to assist approved contractors with the administrative process related to these programs. This presentation will cover the purpose of the orientation session, provide an introduction to the TNRD Invasive Plant Program services, precisely go through the new Invader and 50% cost share programs, including the program terms, conditions, eligibility, and disclaimers, program forms, and the new Invader program and 50% cost share program administrative process. This orientation session provides detailed information on the TNRD's invasive plant program services. More importantly, it will explain the administrative process related to the new Invader and 50% cost share program to ensure application packages are being completed properly and submitted in a timely and organized manner. This presentation is intended for contractors that have been approved to be included in the TNRD's Invasive Plant Program Services contractor list, but landowners participating in the program can also benefit from this presentation. Let's start off with an introduction to the TNRD's Invasive Plant Program Services. The TNRD Invasive Plant Program Services are designed to support eligible participants managing invasive plants on their private land. The Invasive Plant Program Service consists of a variety of programs. These include the new Invader program, 50% cost share program, sprayer loan-out, private land consultation, and the biological control program. These programs are available to TNRD residents as well as residents within the following municipalities: the City of Merritt, District of Clearwater, District of Logan Lake, Sun Peaks Mountain Resort Municipality, and the Village of Clinton. The reason being is that these programs are funded through TNRD taxation and through annual financial contributions from the TNRD member municipalities that opted into these program services. Through the new Invader program, the TNRD will cover up to 100% of the cost of invasive plant control by a licensed contractor using herbicide for select new Invader plant species. These include regional high-priority plants including, but not limited to, Queen Anne's lace, field scabious, and myrtle spurge. Through the 50% cost share program, the TNRD will rebate eligible program participants up to 50% of the cost of invasive plant control by a licensed contractor for select invasive plant species. These include species that are being controlled, contained, or monitored at a regional level. These include plants such as spotted knapweed, sulfur cinquefoil, orange hawkweed, and blueweed. Through the sprayer loan-out program, the TNRD owns a variety of herbicide sprayers and seed and fertilizer spreaders available for free loan-out to eligible participants. This program is administered through Purity Feed and Kamloops. Eligible participants that are interested in partaking in this program should contact Purity Feed directly at 250-372-2233 or online at purityfeed.ca to book the equipment. The current fleet of equipment includes numerous backpack sprayers, ATV, truck-mounted, as well as seed and fertilizer spreaders. The private land consultation program is a very well-received and used service. Through this program, staff trained in invasive plant management visit private properties and provide specialized advice on weed identification and management strategies. We recommend that all landowners that don't know where to start here with a private land consultation. The private land consultation program is also administered through Purity Feed and is free to eligible participants. Anyone who is interested in partaking in this program should contact Purity Feed directly. Finally, the TNRD provides select biological control agents to landowners free of charge through its biological control program. Biological controls provide a long-term management strategy for larger infestations of plants or in areas where herbicide cannot be used, such as near water bodies or sensitive areas. It is a long-term management strategy that helps reduce and keep populations in check. It is not an eradication tool. Some invasive plants that have biological control includes spotted knapweed, leafy spurge, and St. John's wort. Insects are made available upon available resources and are on a first-come, first-served basis. For more information on each of these programs, please visit tnrd.ca/invasive plants. Over the past several years, there has been some confusion over the administrative process related to the new Invader and 50% cost share programs. The following slides will provide some guidance on the administrative process and the roles and responsibilities for these programs. The next few slides include information that pertains to both the new Invader and the 50% cost share program. As mentioned, the invasive plant program services are only eligible on private land. This includes parcels owned by eligible residents and includes grazing leases. These programs cannot be used for management on federal land, provincial crown land, including grazing licenses, and municipal owned and controlled land. Any applications that we receive for management on any land other than private land will be rejected. It's the landowner's responsibility to check the land ownership prior to participating in the program. There are several terms and conditions both the landowner and the contractor must be aware of. These include each program participant is eligible for one application per program per year. Treatments may be conducted on multiple parcels owned by the same individual, however, they must be submitted under a single application. Application approval is based on funding availability and the order of applications are received. Work must be completed in the same calendar year, and all applications must be received prior to October 15th. Specific conditions to be aware of include the target invasive plant must be listed on the relevant eligible invasive plant list. Treatments must be administered by a TNRD approved licensed contractor using herbicide. Payment for program rebates will be issued via electronic funds transfer, EFT. Payments are issued twice per year with application submission cutoff dates. Payment is typically received within 2 to 3 weeks of the cutoff dates. Please wait at least 1 month before inquiring about missing payment. All payments should be received by November 31st of each year. If the landowner has not received payment by this date, they should contact the TNRD. The TNRD will not be responsible for the following: incomplete or late applications resulting from alternate agreements made between the contractor and landowner regarding application package submissions. It is the landowner's responsibility to ensure applications are submitted in their entirety in a timely manner. Any financial transactions and/or alternate agreements between that applicant and the contractor. Authorizing herbicide treatments. It is solely the responsibility of the landowner to ensure any necessary approvals or consultations are obtained prior to treatment and that all relevant regulations are being followed. Laying out treatment areas, selecting the pesticide applicators and pesticide products, applying the herbicide, or other matters of operational nature. The TNRD will not be responsible for the following. The landowner is solely responsible for all work done by the applicator. The TNRD will not provide rebates for the treatments that do not meet the program requirements. For a full list of disclaimers, please see the program application forms. There are several forms that comprise an application package. These include the application form, the herbicide treatment form, and the electronic funds transfer form. The application form for these programs must be completed and signed by the landowner. The landowner will be notified of any missing or incorrect information before an application will be processed. The registered landowner, i.e., the name of person or business of the parcel title, must be named on the form. Rebates will be issued to the registered landowner. If there is more than one person on the title, please indicate which person will be receiving the rebate. The PID, or Parcel Identification Number, must be included on the application form. This is the unique identifier that the TNRD uses to confirm eligibility for the invasive plant program services. The PID can be found online using the TNRD's property-based web mapping application system called My Region View. Once you are in My Region View, finding the PID of a parcel is easy. Zoom into the parcel being treated, click the parcel, and then the PID will be in the dialog box that pops up or in the property report. The total land owned is the total amount of land owned by the registered landowner. It is the total of all parcels owned, not only the one being treated. Accurately reporting the total land owned is very important as it dictates the maximum rebate the landowner is eligible for. The estimated area of infestation is an estimate of the area of invasive plants that will be receiving treatment. It is not the total area of the land parcel or property. Filling out the remainder of the form is intuitive and does not need explanation. Please ensure all applications are signed and dated. If a signature is missing, then the application will be returned to the landowner. The next form that the landowner will need to complete is the EFT. As of 2024, the TNRD is only issuing rebate and payments via the EFT, which is a transfer of funds from the TNRD to the applicant electronically. The EFT requests information on your banking so the transfer can be made. An EFT is required if you have not submitted one to the TNRD in the past or if your banking information has changed. You can email the completed EFT directly to the TNRD Finance Department at ap@tnrd.ca, or you can include it in your application package. Please be sure to check off how you have submitted the EFT on the application form. On the herbicide treatment form, the PID is for the parcel where the treatment took place on and does not include all parcels owned by the landowner. Well and water license intakes must be noted, and all regulation and setbacks for treatments around wells or water intakes must be followed. A minimum of 30 meters, no treatment zone for all water supply or wells used for domestic or agricultural purposes, unless the license or confirmation holder is reasonably satisfied that a smaller no treatment zone is sufficient to ensure that pesticide will not enter the intake or well can be taken. Should the license of the confirmation holder decide to reduce the no treatment zone, justification must be provided in the comments section. Newly added to the herbicide treatment form is confirmation that the treatment is taking place on private land. It is just a reminder, only treatments on private land are eligible. Treatments on any other land, i.e. federal, crown, municipal, are not eligible and the application will be refused. Contractors can check jurisdiction using IMAP BC or ask the TNRD to confirm prior to treatment if the land ownership is unknown. Here are some directions on how to use IMAP BC to verify ownership. IMAP BC is available online. You can pause this video now and use these instructions to find the ownership layers. The application rate is the label recommended for treatment of a given species that was used to mix the herbicide solution. It is measured in liters per hectare. The actual area treated is a total of all the individual infestations treated on the land parcel. The amount of herbicide mix used is the amount of mixed herbicide and water that was applied to the infested area. It is mandatory to include a map indicating the area that was treated. The map can be hand-drawn using the space provided in the form, or a digital map with the treated areas highlighted can be attached to the herbicide treatment form. The final section of this orientation focuses on the administrative process of the new Invader and 50% cost share program. These programs differ in how they are submitted and how rebates and payments are made. The TNRD will cover up to 100% of the cost of invasive plant control on listed new invaders by a licensed contractor using herbicide. The landowner must ensure the target invasive plant is on the new invader eligible invasive plant list. Some examples include puncture vine and Himalayan balsam as of 2025. Note, the new invader eligible invasive plant list reflects all the regional high priority invasive plants. These species are either not yet present or have not yet established in the region or are sparsely present in the region and eradication is feasible. The landowner must contact a contractor on the TNRD contractor list to request a treatment quote. The quote from the contractor must be provided in writing. The quote should include the area being treated, hourly rates, and herbicide costs. The landowner will fill out and submit their application form along with the quote to treat to the TNRD for pre-approval. The TNRD will send the landowner a written approval notice if the application is approved. The approval will indicate the amount the TNRD will cover. Any cost incurred above and beyond the approval value will be responsibility of the landowner to cover. Once the landowner receives a written notice approving this application, the landowner can arrange treatment with the contractor. The contractor must submit the following to the TNRD to receive payment: copy of the treatment invoice, herbicide treatment sheet, map of treatment area. The TNRD will pay the contractor directly. This slide simplifies the new Invader administrative process and roles and responsibilities of parties during the application and treatment process. We will now move on to the administrative process for the 50% cost share program, which is significantly different from the new Invader program. The TNRD will rebate up to 50% of the cost of noxious weed control using herbicide on their private land. The landowner must ensure the target invasive plants are on the 50% cost share eligible invasive plant list. Some examples include spotted knapweed and Horiolisum. Note, the species on the 50% cost share eligibility list include species that are more widespread throughout the region but are still being managed to protect land values. The landowner contacts an approved contractor from the TNRD contractor list and makes arrangement for treatment. The contractor completes the treatment and the herbicide treatment form and treatment map. The contractor provides the following for the landowner for inclusion in their application package: a copy of the treatment invoice, the herbicide treatment form, and a treatment map. The landowner submits their package to the TNRD. The application package must include the following: the application form, the EFT form, a copy of the treatment invoice, copy of herbicide treatment form, and the copy of the treatment map. Once applications are received, the TNRD will review the application for eligibility and completeness. If approved, the TNRD will issue rebates directly to the landowner. Rebates are issued twice per year, with cutoff dates being July 31st and October 15th. This slide simplifies the 50% cost share rebate program administrative process and roles and responsibilities of parties during the application treatment process.